Okay, we're here with Nicholas of Don't Panic Games.
Hello.
Hi, who's gonna talk to us about the Last Doge, the new game by Gael de Robien. It's coming to Kickstarter, I think, next month. So, Nicholas, please tell us about the Last Doge.
All right. So the Last Doge. This is set in a maybe not so distant future. There was some sort of apocalypse, but we don't even really know what it was. It was a little long time ago. Maybe a biological disaster or war. It's been a while. People forget, and the humanity has regressed to like the medieval ages. Okay. They don't even know that where they live used to be northern Italy. And one day, the waters from the lagoon nearby recede, and they find the ruins of an ancient city. And they realize that the city has defended by a mysterious entity that they know is called the Last Doge. But they think that if the city is defending something, then maybe there's a treasure to be found. So the elders of the tribes who live in the area decide to send their greatest champions to try and find the treasure that's hidden in the city. The idea is that it's an exploration game that has some elements of a memory game, but we added a lot of strategy layers and especially a lot of player interaction, a lot of very aggressive player interaction. So one way to win the game is to get the treasure, but there's also other ways to win the game is by bashing the other players. Okay?
Yeah, I could feel the air quotes around the interaction.
Yes.
Yes.
Not so friendly
Yeah.
interaction. The idea is that when you explore the city, one of the main things you can do is an exploration round, and you'll take two cards and look at them secretly. Well, those are the same, so I'll take two different ones. Take two cards and look at them secretly. You see that all cards have a number. It's an area, a district number. You know that there are 7 cards labeled number 7, 6 cards labeled 6, 5 labeled 5, and so on, and 2 labeled number 2. So when you play, you pick one of the cards and put it face down, and you'll put your token on it. And this is where you are. It's important to remember it, and you can't lie, because some of the cards will let you attack other players, and they will usually say, I attack players who are on a district number 7. So you can't lie, but you have to remember which your card is. And if you're attacked, then you can move somewhere else, so the other players don't know and can't gang up on you. Then the other card, you put it face up, and if there is an icon, it activates the effect of the tile. In this case, the little dynamite attacks anybody who's in an adjacent place. Be careful, because you can also hurt yourself.
Of course.
Okay? So as the game progresses, some of the map will be revealed for everybody to see. Some of the map, hopefully, will be in your head if you have a good memory. And some of the rest of the map will be in the head of the other players. And little by little, you'll get a better idea of what the cards are, so that you know that in the center of the city is the treasure, but you don't know what tile hides the treasure. And as you progress, you'll have a closer idea. So see if there are 5 number 5 cards that you've seen,
that
then
cannot
that's
be a
not be a 5.
yeah.
So you'll get a better and better idea of what this card might be. So once in the game, you can try to guess where the treasure is. If you guess correctly, you take the treasure card, which is worth a lot of points. But like I said, it's not the only way to get points. But still, that's a lot of points. If you fail, then you can't look again. You only have one shot. The other thing you can do during your turn is there is a deck of action cards. Each player will have up to 5 action cards in their hand that have a variety of things that you can do. So you can play an action card or more. Some of them are free. You can also discard cards to play more action cards. But that's what will let you get some artifacts, attack other players, and do a lot of little things on top of just exploring the city. When you're attacked by another player, when you take damage, you have to discard a card.
Okay.
If you have no cards, but you have some artifacts, and this is one of the fun things of the game, is that this is not the only treasure in the city. But since it's been a long time and people have regressed, they see what is for us common day items, as maybe magical items.
Oh, I
So you
see.
can bring those back to the tribe, and those will also be worth victory points.
Okay.
And there's little things like binoculars are like magical long views and things like that, you know. So you can get some artifacts with the action card. So when you're attacked, you discard a card. If you have no cards, then you have to give one of your artifacts.
To the attacker.
Whenever you deal one damage, you get one victory point. If you attack someone that has no cards and no artifacts, then you get two victory points, which means that it's better to attack people who are vulnerable. But hey, that's life, you know. You should have been more careful, and you should have made sure you were defended.
Fair enough.
Uh, yes, it is the apocalypse. It's not a funny place. Uh, at some point during the game, either somebody will find the treasure, or everybody will try and fail, and then something happens. The Doge realizes that the city is under attack, and will initiate defenses to try and destroy the intruders. So what you do is all the tiles that are revealed face up, you put back face down. The entire city disappears, and each player has to find their way out of the city. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 to number 7.
Okay.
If you get lost, you will lose cards. If you manage to get out, whatever cards you have left in your hand will be worth extra victory points.
Okay.
And whoever manages to escape and has the most points will win the game and be gloriously remembered by the rest of the tribe.
So thank you. And there is a lot of things, right? The first the discovery, then the
Uh-huh.
collecting the points, the fighting, the running away and trying to survive. What would you say is the most exciting moment or mechanism to you?
Oh, there's two things. Uh, First, it's a lot of fun to put things in the way of the other players. Like when they think that their victory is close, and you play that one card that you were holding back, and suddenly you see their victory slip away. So that's a lot of fun player interactions in that way. As a host for the table, what's fun for me is the look of horror in the players' faces when I flip the cards back down and they realize they have to remember the way out of the city, which is a lot of fun as an animator.
So how long does it take once people know the game?
Once people know the game, it actually plays fairly quickly, probably under an hour for a full game. So we've managed to get a very consistent universe that has maybe some role playing elements in it. There's a strong story, but to make it into the size of a medium game with rules that are not too simple, but are definitely not overly complicated once they actually fit in just a few pages. So that's the setup, and then that's the main rules, and that's just the end game rules.
Mhm.
So in just a few pages, you know everything you need to know to play. So we've kept the rules simple but focused with a lot of different little things that can happen through the cards, through the interaction between the players and the tiles.
So I see that it plays 2 through 5.
Yes.
Do you have any insight on how it makes it work both at 2 and with a larger group?
It with two players, of course, it's interesting because it'll be a bit more intense trying to stop just the one other player. Whereas when there are more players, there's a little bit more chaos that will also make it very interesting, but probably less, less directly adversarial. So both level number of players are interesting.
Okay. And so to finish, if people are interested in this, I mentioned it's going to on Kickstarter. When
Yes.
should they look for it?
They should look for it probably towards the middle of the end of November. Uh, eh, Through, I think, already Kickstarter, there's probably announcements, and also through our website at don'tpanicgames.com. Then you can follow links to sign up for a newsletter for
Okay,
the site.
so if you like it, check it. This was the Last Doge. Don't Panic Games. Thanks, Nicholas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and see you next time. Bye.